Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 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 1, 2, 3. Ready with me while I tell you a little bit about myself. We're gonna chismosear un ratito. And for those of you guys who don't know me, today is the day you guys are gonna get to know who I am. I hope the mic is good right here. Ojalá si escuchen bien and everything, but let's get started. I'm so excited. So we're gonna start off with my name. My name is Yenny. Yenny with the Y. A lot of people call me Jenny, which I don't really mind, but I do low-key, just because I feel like it's Yenny, you know, like if it's with the Y, say it correctly. My parents wanted to name me Jenny, but they are Salvadorian, and so I don't know, maybe because they speak Spanish, they thought that you spelled Jenny with the Y, not with the J, so they left it as Yenny, Y-E-N-Y, which honestly I used to hate because I feel like Jenny is such a common name. But then when I grew up and I was like, wait, it's with the Y, I was like, there's literally like no names with the Y. I think I've only met like 2 people in my whole entire life that their name is Yenny with the Y. And so I think it's so cool because people think it's Jenny, and then when they see how it's spelled, they're like, oh, that's not a common name. And so now I literally love my name. Even though I am Salvadorian, my parents brought me to the United States when I was 2 years old. So unfortunately, I don't have the Salvi accent. And honestly, I always wanted the accent porque yo siento que los accents, they're such a beautiful part of who people are. Especially like Salvadorians, I think their accents are so beautiful and so unique. My mom's accent, for example, is so thick, like you can tell that she's Salvi. And I'm so proud to be Salvadorian, and I always wanted to have that accent. But since I grew up with Mexicans, around Mexicans, because my parents, all my babysitters, they would be Mexican. So I grew up around the Mexican culture, which I absolutely love. I feel like Mexico is literally my second home. I love Mexicans. I feel like you guys are so fun. Y me encanta como you guys just make everything a big deal. I love that. I love how you guys are so supportive with each other. Sea lo que sea, I feel like Mexicans just the heart of the party. And I absolutely love that. So I grew up around Mexicans. I love Mexicans. And like part of me is Mexican. Y también siento que a lot of people growing up would confuse me with being Mexican. And I love, 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 love hasta este punto en mi vida when people think like, oh, what part of Mexico are you from? I love being like, I'm actually not Mexican, I'm Salvadorian. I just love being able to be like, no, you know, like I'm not Mexican and I'm actually Salvadorian, and like people being surprised. I love their face of like, you're Salvadorian? Like I couldn't tell. And so I just think it's so fun because people don't see it coming. And I don't know, I just think it's so interesting to like, porque a veces uno se pone a ver a las personas and you can think like, oh, she's Colombian, she's Salvadorian, she's Mexican. So I just think it's the cultures, they're so similar, but at the same time, they are so different. And I absolutely love that. I grew up as an only child for 16 years. So I am a little spoiled, soy una consentida. And even though I loved being an only child, siempre, 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 desde siempre. Even when I was like, I want to say 5 years old, I would always play a las muñecas. I've always had this like motherly instinct, which is really weird. I feel like usually you don't start getting this motherly instinct hasta que ya estás grande, you know, and you know what life is about. But me, siempre, 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 I always wanted to be a mom. And I would always tell my mom, because she did have some trouble having babies. Both my siblings are literally, including me, I'm a whole miracle, como dice mi mamá. And maybe later on I'll tell you guys my story, my birth story, but my siblings are both literally miracles. And I would always tell my mom, like, "Oh, I want you to have a baby. Why don't you have a baby?" I always wanted a sibling. And de verdad que even though they are the worst, I love them. I love them so much. Son bien traviesos. Well, one of them, my sister, she's actually an angel. She's literally an angel. My little brother is tremendo because he is a little boy and he is spoiled by me and by my parents. So part of that is my fault. But since I always wanted siblings, desde chiquitos, I spoiled them a más no poder. O sea, those little kids have never suffered a day in their life because your big sister has spoiled them a lot. But yeah, guys, si Dios quiere, one day I will have the blessing to have my own children. But I don't know why, I know kids are hard, especially, well, now that I'm a grown woman, I see life, and it's low-key a little scary to bring kids into a broken world. But yeah, guys, one day I do hope and pray that I get the honor to be a mother. For now, I am a mother of one beautiful dog. He's the ugliest little thing you will ever see, but he's my puppy. He is my puppy, and I absolutely adore him. I love him with all my life. So yeah, for now, I have the honor of being a dog mom, and I absolutely love it. Even though I grew up in a Catholic family where God was 100% part of our lives growing up, I can say that I didn't start actually meeting him until, I want to say, 2 years ago, where I went through a really rough patch in my life. And it's a sensitive topic for me, but it honestly made me grow so much as a person. And yeah, I love Jesus, even though I wish I had a more beautiful relationship with him, even though I wish that I was a better daughter to him. We have our days, and some days it's a beautiful relationship. Some days I don't even talk to him, which is honestly horrible, but I try my best. I think for those of you guys who have a relationship with God, you guys will understand. Sometimes it's hard, relationships are hard. All kinds of relationships, friendships, they are hard. And I love Jesus. That's all I can say. Perfect girl serving a remarkable God. And I think even though I would love to have a better relationship with him, I do what I do with what I have and with what I can. I went to college for like 2-3 months, and then I dropped out because I wanted to pursue YouTube and content creation. And has that worked out for me? Not really. Yo siempre digo que honestly, if mental health didn't get in the way of my dreams, I would be so famous right now. No. Pero ya, fuera de chiste, I feel like, unfortunately, I haven't been consistent with content creation. No sé, desde chiquita, siempre I've loved cameras, not even just the filming part of it, production, like the production part of it. When I get to edit my videos and taking pictures, editing the pictures, it just has always been a dream of mine to do content creation, and I love editing. I did go to school for 3 months, and then I dropped out, and I was like, this is not what I want for myself. And I think one of the biggest things about myself that I am proud of is I do feel bad, and I don't know, I'm human, so I do tend to get in my head a lot, and I'm like, I shouldn't have quit. I always quit. I always just leave things without finishing them. And then I think it's all about perspective, because especially this year, I feel like I was a whole ass Barbie Hannah Montana. That's how I felt. I started the year off by going to a whole different city by myself. I had never done that. Picture a girl who hates driving. She hates people. It's weird because I was serving for 5 years, and genuinely I love people. Like, I love helping others. I love serving others. I love that. But then at the same time, I do hate like talking to people, and it's weird. I'm a weird person, but yeah, picture someone who is very introvert. I think that's how you say that. And yeah, I was living at a hotel for 2 months. I started the year living at a hotel by myself in Fresno. And honestly, for those of you guys who live in Fresno, what a beautiful city. Like, if it wasn't for the weather, I would be living over there. I genuinely, one day, si Dios quiere, I do want to move there. I loved it. The 2 months that I was there, it was absolutely beautiful. I was working on my big girl job. I was a manager, training to be manager, and it was honestly such a beautiful experience. It was draining me, to be honest. That's why I quit. And it was making me the money, you know, but I think this year I truly figured out that money isn't everything. And I wasn't doing so good. Yes, I learned a lot. Yes, it was a beautiful experience because once again, like, I had never, as an introvert, I had never been by myself. I had never been living by myself. I was making big girl money in a city that wasn't my city. So I think that truly was an experience that I will forever be grateful for, because even though I did struggle a little bit and it was very draining, like my hair was literally falling because it was I think management is such a hard job. And if you don't know how to manage your brain, it does get to you. It does get to you, and it is hard. And I don't think the pay is as good as it should be. For managers, just because you're managing a lot of people plus customers, and it's a lot, but it was such a beautiful experience. It taught me how to just be a better human being, and it took me out of my shell, and I will forever be grateful for that experience. But I did quit after the 2 months. I was like, you know what, I am done. Money isn't everything. I need my peace. And so I came back into my beautiful Salinas because I love it here. Life here is beautiful. The weather here is beautiful. But one day, if you ask me, I would love Fresno. I think it's such a beautiful city. It's so big. The only thing I don't like, which honestly, it taught me a lot how to drive, because that city is big. That city is big, and there's like 4 lanes all the time. And then here in Salinas, it's like 2 little lanes, and it's such a little city. So it did teach me so much how to drive and everything. And now I feel like I'm a professional driver. But yeah, I felt like Barbie. I started off as server, then I was working as a manager, then I was unemployed, and now I am trying to become an optician, a licensed optician. So honestly, we're just flowing. We're just going with the flow, letting God determine what we're gonna do with our life. But I am working at a glasses store, fixing people's glasses, prescribing glasses to people, and just living my best life. Working part-time. I had never done part-time. It has been hard just because I do miss serving. Serving, you do get your daily tips, and I miss my tips, and I miss the people. And I don't know, I've never been diagnosed, but I know there's something wrong with me. I don't know if it's ADHD. I don't know what it is that I have going, but serving would help whatever is wrong with me. Like, it would just stimulate my brain so much, and it would be so much fun. And every day it was just like a new whole thing. So I miss serving. One day, si Dios quiere, I will go back into serving. But for now, we are taking a break. We are in our Zen lifestyle. Once again, I've always been a provider. I love providing for myself, and I am a very expensive girl. So it has been low-key a little bit hard. Working part-time, not making as much money as I love making because I am an expensive girl. And so that part has been a little hard, but I think I had never taken a break. I've been working since I was 18, 19. So I've been used to working a full-time job for a long time, and working part-time is a little hard because I'm like, wait, that's it? Like, you're just giving me 4 hours? Like, no, like, I'm used to working 8, 10 hours. But it is what it is. Await the break. One Thing about me, I have blush blindness. Literally apply so much blush because I love blush. It literally brings so much life into your face. But yeah, what else? But yeah, I'm just a simple girl who loves simplicity. I love plants, as you guys can tell. My whole room is filled with plantitas. I actually used to be very bad at plantitas. No sé por qué, like, se me morían las plantitas antes, pero then I got the hang of it. And I have so many plantitas. My dream, dicen que nunca digan los dreams porque luego no se cumplen, pero yo no creo en las malas vibras. I believe in God, and I'm gonna tell you guys my biggest dream. It's a crazy dream, and it might literally never happen, but I hope that one day, I don't know how, but I want to have a plantita shop mixed with a bookshop mixed with like an art shop, like where you can just paint, buy plantitas, and read books. I don't know. It's like such a crazy idea, but I just, that's my biggest dream. I hope that one day se me cumpla. It sounds almost impossible in this economy to save up and be able to open a shop that is a 3-in-1, pero si Dios quiere algún día. I feel like no dream is too much or impossible. Para Dios nada es imposible, and I stand by that. I absolutely stand by that. I've always been a dreamer. Desde chiquita, I would always tell my parents, I'm like, I feel like I genuinely wish that I had grown up being like, you know what? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. You know how people grow up and they're like, I want to be a lawyer. They pick these like beautiful, amazing careers and they're so successful and so smart. That was not me. I am a person who always wanted to do anything related to art, music, content creation. I've always been so creative, and unfortunately, I didn't grow up with this mindset of I want to be a doctor. I wish I had, because I feel like life would have been so much easier, and that has always been my issue. I never know what to do. I've always been an overthinker. I love everything and anything. But yeah, I've always just wanted to be a content creator. I've always just wanted to help people out. I do have a podcast for those of you guys who don't know about God. It's called Led by the Word, Not the World, and that's my baby. That's my little baby, and I hope that one day it does get to grow and help people out and help people get to know Jesus, because once again, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. But yeah, I've always just been a dreamer, and algún día algo se nos va a dar. I am an absolute lover girl. I love reading about love, romance. My favorite books are thriller, anything thriller, dark romance especially. I've always been a lover girl ever since I was in 3rd grade. I literally had my first boyfriend when I was in 3rd grade. We are taking a break from men because I have been dating since I was 9 years old, which is absolutely sick and horrible. I feel like I didn't get to live a good childhood. I'm telling you guys, ever since I was a baby, I was a lover girl. But yeah, I just have so much love to give. But we have been single for 2 years, and I am honestly super proud of myself, because for a long time, men were the center of my life, and not anymore. So we are trying to take a break from men and just enjoy being alone for a while, because I'm telling you guys, I grew up having boyfriends, and even though it wasn't like a serious relationship, honestly, they were serious relationships, because my first boyfriend, I dated him for 4 years. I have been a committed gal ever since I was young, so I am not the problem. No, I'm just kidding. I am the problem sometimes, and some occasions, I am the problem. But yeah, guys, I was dating for a long time. So now that we're in our 20s, we are taking a break from men, and we are just trying to enjoy our own company. I love makeup, anything makeup. I started doing my makeup when I was really young. I think I was like 5 years old, and I absolutely love doing my makeup. It's so therapeutic to me. I love going on hikes, anything nature. I'm coming. I'm coming with you. If you invite me to go on a little coffee date, it literally has, it could be the simplest little thing ever. I love coffee. I love hikes. I love sunset walks. I love, love, love. I think my favorite place is literally the beach. The beach is so beautiful. It's so therapeutic. Some taquitos de asada con su chilito, su coquita, and a trip to the beach. 10 out of 10. La mera verdad, I am a food lover. I love food. Anything food, I will be there. I will be there because I absolutely love food. Yo no soy picky, la verdad, yo no soy picky. I am a person who can eat pickles out of a jar. I really love pickles. Me acabo el jar de pickles like in 2 days. Also dates. I think that's how you say those little dates, I think, or dátiles, I think that's how you say it in Spanish. In English, creo que sí es dates. I love dates. They're my favorite thing. I don't think it's okay. I can eat a bag of dates, like the big bag of dates, in like 2 days. It's not okay. Don't do it at home. But yeah, I literally had to stop buying dates because I would eat them. And it's not okay, you know, like uno, dos al día con peanut butter, you know, for the gym, before the gym, for your healthy carbs. Está bien, you know, but no, this girl, she would eat a whole bag in a day, and that is not okay. So I am taking a break from dates because I need a break. What else? I love anything that has to do with nature. Literalmente sentarte en la naturaleza and just literally, I have this little tradition that every time that I'm out of the gym, or anytime that I go on a run or after the gym, I just go and touch the grass and just lay there. And it's just my little tradition. Like it's my little routine, and I absolutely love it. It helps my mental health, and we do what we can to survive in this cruel world, and that's just one of the things that helps my brain. I love anything that has to do with bringing peace into my life and just enjoying life. I think this year, what I've learned the most is that money is literally nothing. You can have so much money and be so unhappy, and genuinely, this is the brokest that I've ever been. Not that I'm broke, porque gracias a Dios I do have a job, and I do love my job. I'm learning a lot when it comes to eyes and everything, and like glasses, and how prism works, and it's like a whole new world. From going from the food industry to lens crafters, it's been a journey, but I absolutely love it, and I'm happy where I'm at. But this is the least amount of money that I've made in my life. As a working part-time, it is kind of hard in this economy, but genuinely, even though it's one of the hardest times of my life because economically I am not doing great, I am learning a lot, and I have so much free time that before, like, I wouldn't have, because I would work 8-10 hours a day and it would be long shifts. So that I have the time, I am literally so grateful for nature. I'm so grateful for the little things, because before, working as a manager, I would spend my whole day at work, and when I would come out, ya era de noche, so I wouldn't even see the sunlight. And now getting vitamin C, vitamin D, whatever the sun brings into my life. I think it's vitamin D, no? Or vitamin C? Anywho, but the sunlight, it brings so much peace, and I don't know, I'm just so grateful that even though I am not making the greatest amount of money, I am learning to just take it one day at a time and just enjoy the now, because I've always just been a planner. I love planning my life. I love knowing what life is gonna bring next. And so now that I don't know, I'm just like, you know what? Just take it easy, girl. Take it easy. You're young, you're 22, and even though sometimes I feel so old and I feel like I'm running out of time, you're not running out of time. Take it easy. Take it one day at a time. You're doing great. Stop living life so rushed. I think I'm a fake person because I'm such a shy person. Like, si me conoces en persona, you know that I'm super shy. It takes a lot for me to get out of my shell. But once I get out of my, oh, hello? But I do get out of my shell, soy bien enfadosa. Yeah, it does take a little while for me to get out of my shell. But once I do, like, once you get me started, I won't stop. And that's super bad. I do think that some people think that I'm too much, which, you know what, it is low-key true. I can be too much. Soy bien alterada, but I love it. You know, it's part of my personality. And I don't know why it is that en cara de verdad que la gente de pensar, this girl is super outgoing. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Don't get confused. So if you've ever actually met me in person, you know that it's very hard to get out of my shell. But it's not even that I'm like being fake with you. It's just that if I don't know you, I just can't bring out my inner yapper. But once I feel comfortable with you, believe me, you're gonna want to shut me up porque no me callo el hocico. Once I start talking, you can't stop me. I love yapping. I love talking. And I'm just I just have different personalities with different people. I'm different. And even though my essence is still there, I do think I'm very different with different people depending on how comfortable I am with you. I absolutely love blush. Give me all the blush. I love blush. You truly have blush blindness. Take this as your reminder to drink agüita. It's very important for your health and it's very important for your skin, so drink your agüita. I hope you guys truly enjoyed today's video. I did the last few steps out of camera porque si no nunca iba a acabar and you guys were gonna get tired of me just yapping it out porque como les digo, once you get me started, no hay quien me calle el hocico. But yeah guys, that was my little get to know me, and hopefully I do more of these videos soon. I really need to get consistent with my content creation game, pero sometimes mental health gets in the way of that, but I'm trying my best and that's all that matters. And yeah, just take this as a reminder to just be yourself, cringy, do what you love, and try everything out. Porque al final del día, I think, even though sometimes I get in my head and I'm like, why did I quit this? Or why did I quit this? And I always quit everything I start. And it's better to quit things because you know that you didn't like them que quedarte con el what if. I think that is one of the worst feelings ever. Just knowing that you could have, but you didn't because you were scared, because you had fear, because there's so many excuses that we human beings nos hacemos en nuestra cabecita. So I think it's important to try new things out as a first gen Latina, even though I know that I have disappointed my parents by not going to college, even though I haven't done the best decisions ever. I truly can't say I didn't try it out, you know? Creo que even though I've been so scared, ¿cómo va ese quote? Yo soy la miedosa más valiente que hay, literalmente. I think even though at the beginning of the year, I was so scared to go to a different city to train as a manager. O sea, a 22-year-old training as a manager. Imagine that. Imagine a little 4'11" girl being a whole ass manager para un restaurante. O sea, I'm super proud of myself because even though I was scared, I tried it out and I didn't like it and I quit because I didn't like it. So I think it's better to quit because you tried it out and you didn't like it and to stay with the what if feeling. So yeah, just take this as a reminder to try it out, and as your big sister, just do what you love. You know, at the end of the day, money comes, money goes, and yes, money is important because in this economy, we do need money, you know, but I do think that your mental health and your inner peace is more important. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys liked today's video, and I will get more consistent with my content creation. Bye.